What's up, guys, and welcome to the very first episode in 2019 of We Are the Bonsai Supply. I am Jerome, and I would like to wish you a happy new year. In this episode, I wanted to share with you some of my goals that I have with my trees for 2019. We're going to start off with this tree in front of me right now, or actually next to me. So this is a Adenium Socatronum, which we imported from Thailand several years ago, and this is actually the big brother of this one over here. So you've seen me do a lot of work on that one in the past YouTube videos. This year I really want to take the time and focus on this big guy right here. So I have to repot it because it is root bound, and I'm thinking of repotting it into a different pot maybe, but I haven't made up my mind just yet. One of the challenges that I have with this tree is the canopy. It is too dense for my opinion right now. Some of the branches inside the canopy are way too thick, and some branches are growing the wrong direction, so I have to fix that. Now, one thing that I don't like is that the entire canopy is up here. It makes it kind of look like a mushroom, so I would like to take some of these branches, or actually most of these branches, and bend them down a little bit and really open up the canopy and make this tree look so much more powerful. So another tree that I'm going to work on this year is this green Mount Ficus, which I planted on top of the statue just last year in 2018. So this composition is maybe 6 months old. I attached a tree to the statue. I did not care about the top at all. I just let it grow, because since I let this grow, the roots grow stronger and they attach themselves much faster to the statue. I used some sphagnum moss to cover up the sections that had the roots until they were touching the soil. And now I'm going to go ahead this year and I'm going to remove the moss so that I can expose the roots. I'm going to repot the tree, and I'm going to select some of the roots because some of them are too strong. Some of them are crossing like crazy, especially in the back. So I'm going to have to readdress this. And I'm also going to have to defoliate the entire canopy tree. Some of the challenges that I have with this tree is that it's sitting on the very top of the statue. So there's a whole lot of nothing until about here, and then here we have the canopy. So I have to get very creative on how I'm going to make this a very interesting piece and not a piece that has a lot of negative space. So this is my Brazilian rain tree, which I've had in my collection for a little over 10 years now. And this is one of my favorite trees in my collection. So we recently just defoliated the tree, and it is already starting to grow again because Brazilian rain trees are very vigorous growers. Some of the things that I want to address, I want to achieve a much denser canopy. I also think that the proportion in between the trunk and the size of the canopy are just slightly off. So I would like to go ahead and address this this year and do some drastic adjustments. I also want to repot the tree and maybe put it into a new pot. I'm not quite sure on that because I do like it in this pot, but maybe I can find something a little better. But I think overall this tree has come a very long way and is only going to get much better this year. So. So another tree that I'm going to work on this year is this tree right here, which is actually my wife's favorite tree. It is an ilex. So this tree is our logo tree right here. That's the same tree. This tree I collected with my mom in the wild. This tree was also the centerpiece of our wedding. It was part of the tree ceremony. So this is a very special tree to me. Now some of the things that I want to do to this tree this year is I want to go ahead and fix the deadwood that's on the inside of the trunk, because the trunk is completely hollow and it is a little soft on the inside. So I want to go ahead and preserve the inside of the tree. So I'm going to have to use some wood hardener, some lime sulfur, and I'm going to also have to use some wood sealant so that I can seal off the inside of the wood so that it's not going to continue to rot. Another thing that I want to work on is the branch placement. I want to rearrange some of the branches and maybe bring this one from the back to the front a little. I'm going to have to repot this tree very soon. I think I'm going to pot it back into the same pot. So this video of this tree is going to be mainly just about the deadwood. This is an American elm tree, which I've had in my collection for a very long time. This year, I really want to focus on the top. In 2018, I had to remove a lot of branches from the top because they were too thick. They were actually thicker than the branches below, so I had to fix that, because a very good bonsai has the thickest branches at the bottom, and then they get thinner all the way to the top. And the top obviously needs to have the thinnest branches, but this can be a challenge because the top of the tree is always the most vigorous part of the tree. So it doesn't get cold enough down here in South Florida for the tree to lose the leaves on its own. So we had to go into the tree and remove all the leaves. So we stripped the entire tree, and then we went in here and we cleaned up all the branches, because American elms are very vigorous growers and they grow branches everywhere. So they had a lot of branches underneath of the main branches, a lot of branches that was growing in here. It was just too much of a mess, so I went in here and I cleaned it up. Now this is going to be one of the first trees that I'm going to be working on this year, and we're going to repot the tree and do some work on the top of the tree. So this tree originally came from Ed Trout's collection. He is, if you're not familiar with Ed Trout, he is one of the pioneers in American bonsai, and he started this tree from a little cutting a little over 30 years ago. The tree has really thickened up since I had it in my collection. I also had a lot of more branches that came out since it was added to my collection, and I think it's coming along quite nicely. Another thing that I want to do this year is I want to rearrange some branches and maybe bring some of them a little more down. This branch was completely straight when I first got the tree, and over time I was able to bring the branch down a little bit and put some more movement into the branch. So another tree that I really want to work on this year is this sea Hibiscus Tanaka, which was actually a Christmas present from my beautiful wife. So thank you very much. Now this tree came from Rob Kempinski originally, which is a dear friend, and I saw this tree the very first time at the Ficus Festival back in September. It was at his house, and since I saw it the first time, I fell in love with it. Now, one of the things that I want to focus on this year is to repot the tree definitely because it is root bound. I also want to focus on getting more of a ramification, so I have to defoliate the tree a lot. And I also want to work on shrinking the leaves. Right now they are about this size, but I can shrink them down to this size. The reason why they are so big right now, or they're actually a lot smaller than you would think, because they are a lot bigger in nature. So Rob already did a great job of shrinking it down to this size, and I want to focus on shrinking the leaves down to this size. So these are my goals with this tree for 2019. So these are some of my projects for 2019. If you guys have any requests, please let me know. And what are you guys' plans for this year with your trees?
Ho, 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 ho.